Alrighty guys, good morning. Hope you guys are having a good Friday morning. It's a little mild this morning with your daily daily weather report by Mark. And hopefully we're going to have a nice weekend. I'm looking forward to a good weekend. I want to mow my grass. It's out of control. And so today we're in the second half of Psalm 46. And kind of interesting with the current events going on, and like yesterday we talked about kind of chemical weapons and stuff going on in Syria, and how the sometimes the passages in these readings can connect to us where we're at spiritually, emotionally, those kinds of things. And so today, sort of similar in the second half. And so let me go ahead and we'll just jump in and make a couple observations. So it says, verse 6, nations are in uproar, kingdoms fall, he lifts his voice and the earth melts. The Lord Almighty is with us, the God of Jacob is our fortress. Come and see what the Lord has done, the desolation he has brought on the earth. He makes wars cease to the ends of the earth. He breaks the bow and shatters the spear. He burns the shields with fire. He says, be still and know that I am God, that I will be exalted among the nations. I will be exalted in the earth. The Lord Almighty is with us. The God of Jacob is our fortress. So yesterday we were talking about how the writer is describing the uncertainty of life and of the world, and that how often it feels like everything is just falling apart. And just making the observation, like even with the news out of Syria this past week with the chemical weapons, and then, even interesting how, last night apparently we launched missile attacks, and how life is so uncertain, and how things can often seem like they're just absolutely falling apart. And the wars and rumors of wars and all those kinds of things that are going on all around us. And what caught my attention this morning was simply that, you can watch the news, you can read through your Facebook page, and you can really think to yourself, man, things are really bad. But you then observe this passage here that was probably written about 3,000 years ago. And the reality is that life has always been uncertain, and that their struggle is our struggle, or our struggle is theirs, in the sense that we've always been, and there's always been an upheaval going on within humanity. What's interesting about this passage is that, at least for me, the passage that says, be still and know that I am God. The thing about uncertainty in our lives, when you and I have uncertainty in our life, it's an invitation to bring certainty. Because I don't like to be surprised. I only like to be surprised when it's something that I want. I don't like being surprised when it's something that I don't want, because that's a problem, And so when we face uncertainty that we don't want, when we face upheaval, uncomfortable situations, we want to bring comfort, we want to bring security very quickly. And what happens is that we begin to fall into the trap of striving in life to bring security so that we can have certainty. And when we begin that process of striving to bring security, the problem with trying to bring security is that security is all about control. It's all about controlling all the details in our lives. That's when we feel secure. But the problem with control, especially when we want to be in control, is that we end up falling into the temptation of trying to play God in our own lives. What's interesting about this passage is that God interrupts the uncertainty of the world. And in verse 10 says, be still and know that I am God. Stop the striving. Stop trying to bring the security and the control of your life. Stop trying to control all of the details but be still. Another way that you could translate be still is cease striving. Cease striving and know that I am God, the Lord says. That we don't have to be in control. And that our refuge, our security, our certainty in the midst of uncertainty is actually found in Him. That He's our refuge. He's our fortress. And that though there are madmen in the world that bomb their own people with chemical weapons, even though there are wars that we take part in, even though the world is an upheaval, that there is going to be a day where all things are made right. And that you and I can live in that place now in the realm of faith as we find our security in the Lord. And so I don't know about you, but for me it's a great encouragement. You can read the news, you can look at your Facebook feed, and you can see all of the upheaval of this world, and yet at the same time, we as people of faith, we need to take refuge in the Lord, and we need to invite those in this world that find themselves in the chaos. We need to invite them into that place of love and grace where they can find that hope and security that they need. So, hopefully that makes sense to you guys. I know that it's been these last 2 days, you read the news, but the way the scriptures have lined up have been really encouraging, helpful for me. And so it's almost as if God knows what He's doing, right? So today's Friday, so it's Step Out in Faith Friday. And so do that today. I encourage you to do that. And we're going to be hit and miss next week with devotions because we're going to be on spring break. And so we're going to be taking our kids out of town for a couple of days. And so I encourage you just to read the passages on your own. And if I pop up with a devotion, that'd be great. And if not, I'm sorry, but we're going to be with the kids and we're going to be out of town and it's going to be a little bit crazy. So, and we'll catch you guys in a couple of weeks then if we don't have devotions next week. Love you guys. We'll see you next week. I encourage you to continue through the Psalms on your own, and we will see you then. Bye.